Hello, good evening, and welcome along to England against Kosovo from Southampton, St Mary's Stadium. And a warm welcome to you all, and what an atmosphere it promises to be here at Wembley at St Mary's this evening. It's England, as I say, against Kosovo, the first ever international here since 2002-3 season when it was 2-2 between England and Macedonia. It wasn't a particularly good evening if I remember rightly, but still a cracking atmosphere, and I think it will be unbelievable. As I say, welcome along. England are live with us here and here on the JB Clark YouTube channel, and a very warm welcome to you anyway for joining us. On the JB Clark YouTube channel, if you're wondering why I was going on again, I just checking. I was making sure that the voice was coming out loud and clear. We're just waiting for the teams. They've been out there at the pitch below me, and warming up. A few actual familiar names in that Kosovo side. Now, I've got a confession to make, folks. I have to be honest with you. I sort of made the assumption that this was going to be an easy night for England. Now, looking at the Kosovo team and looking at the statistics, this is not a foregone conclusion by any stretch of the imagination. Let me tell you this now. I think it's going to be a very, very difficult evening for England. This is not an easy game for England tonight. I thought it was going to be an easy game, but it's not. And Russ can hear me loud and clear. Good evening, Russ. Can I just also congratulate two England cricket legends on their knighthoods today. Firstly, Sir Andrew Strauss for his first of all for his terrific cricketing career, and of course raising nearly £500,000 for the Ruth Strauss Foundation. Ruth, his wife, sadly passed away, and they had a great day at Lord's during the second test, and he's been rewarded not just for his cricket legend but for his charity work too. So well done, Sir Andrew Strauss. And another Yorkshire cricketing legend, and Russell be over the moon with this news today that Geoffrey Boycott finally, at the age of 78, has finally got himself a knighthood, and I think it's a long overdue. There's a few people who oppose it, like Jeremy Corbyn and one or two others, but to be honest with you, you look at his cricketing ability. He was judged on cricketing ability, and he was one of the best cricketers England has ever produced. Might not have been the most exciting player to watch, but I tell you what, to watch as a broadcaster and as a commentator, a cricket commentator, there's no finer cricket commentator in this country than Geoffrey Boycott. So I'd like just to long overdue coming there, Geoffrey Boycott, getting a knighthood, and to those people those female rights activists who wanted him stripped of it because of false accusations about beating a former girlfriend up, which wasn't true, in a French, which turned out not to be true 25 years ago. Yeah, he's quite right to say stuff here, really. Not that I'm being sexist or awful or anything, but it was never proved that he beat up a girlfriend at the time. He's not the sort of bloke to do that. He's straight talking and to the point, Geoff Boycott. But I think you can't judge him just on that. You know, he might have been found guilty in a French court, but in English eyes, he was always innocent. I just wanted to make that point vehemently clear. But I'm not a sexist. But it's not a sexist remark. So please don't come on here and start saying I'm a sexist, please, because I'm just making a comment based on what I think was right at the time. Well, we're with England now, and Geoffrey will be contemplating this one tonight. I wonder if he's a big football fan. He used to be very good friends with Brian Clough, who should have been England manager years ago. But Southampton, a nice little setting for this crucial game actually tonight between England and Kosovo. And this is a game actually that Kosovo will fancy. Remember, I didn't know this when Mark Pugac, I come off air on Saturday night thinking, we've got the big 3 points that mattered. Little did I know Mark Pugac was going to say unbeaten in 15, and then when I did more homework on it, it dawned on me this is quite an handy side. Anyway, I can give you the lineups very quickly before the teams emerge. It's Pickford. This is the England team. 3 changes from Saturday. Pickford in goal. Alexander-Arnold, Keane, Maguire, and Chilwell across the back. It's Henderson, Rice, Barkley in the 3-man midfield. So it's the same formation. Jadon Sancho comes in place of Marcus Rashford, Kane, and Sterling, who got 2 goals. Kane got a hat-trick, Sterling got a goal and an assist, and won our Man of the Match award. They also complete the lineup. On the bench for England, a long list here. They can pick from. Only 3 can come on at any one time. Don't forget: Eaton, Trippier, Rose, Gomez, Mings, Winks, Mason Mount, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Maddison, Rashford, Pope, and Callum Wilson. For Kosovo, Muric, the former Manchester City goalkeeper, now on loan at Nottingham Forest in goal. Vorja, Rami, Alaiti, Agodash, the Agrodajaj, the Huddersfield man, Voka, Alim, Musiara, Selina, Barisha, and Muguriki are the Kosovan lineups. Kosovo in blue tracksuits there, I'm just seeing there. Kosovo, to give it their full title on the back of their tracksuits there. This is a great atmosphere. Gareth Southgate there, just picking up his jacket. No waistcoat tonight for Gareth Southgate. Became quite famous during the last World Cup for that. Smaller crowd tonight. Obviously there'll be at least 33,000. I would wager tonight. Smaller ground than Wembley, but no less important and big, no less important or bigger game than the one that took place on Saturday against the Bulgarians. Now, we can't make the same mistakes we made on Saturday night when we were. To be fair, we might have won easily 4-0, but for 55 minutes that night, I have to say I was deeply unimpressed with the way England had played. So there's a lot of lessons that hopefully Gareth Southgate and his boys have learnt from this, and they really do need to go out there tonight and show willing. Same back four, one change, Chilwell in for Rose. Otherwise, it's an Alexander-Arnold in at right back as well because of the enforced injury to Wan-Bissaka, who didn't actually start on Saturday night anyway. But what an atmosphere, terrific atmosphere as the teams come out of the tunnel. Again, the English flags, like at Wembley, are flying high. England obviously believes. But can England believe in themselves again and put on a real show for these supporters down here on the south coast here tonight? Cracking atmosphere. It's quite a humid but cool evening here in Southampton. And we're almost ready for the national anthems. You'll hear in a moment the Kosovan national anthem initially, and then you'll hear God Save the Queen. And now, firstly, we'll hear the Kosovan national anthem. Well, apologies for Clive Tosley's voice. He's just sat next to me, but here we are. The players, the two teams, I should say, shake hands. And now, we'll say warm up. Start to warm up. We'll take a check on the two teams, shall we? England play 4-3-3 with Jordan Pickford in goal, a back four of Alexander-Arnold, who's at right back. The two centre-halves being Michael Keane, who wears 5, Harry Maguire, who wears 6. Ben Chilwell of Leicester comes in at left back. He wears number 3. In the midfield, Henderson, Rice, who will play central like he did on Saturday, and Ross Barkley in that centre. Rice wears 4, Henderson 8, and Barkley 10, incidentally. Up front, one change up front. Rashford is on the bench to be replaced by Borussia Dortmund's Jadon Sancho. He wears 11. He's on the, I would fancy the right of the left of the 3. With Harry Kane in the centre. He got a hat-trick on Saturday, and Raheem Sterling on the left. He wears 7. Let's look at the Kosovo side. Let's have a look at their side. One or two familiar names you might know if you're a Football League fan, and you're a Nottingham Forest fan. You'll know of Muric, the on-loan Forest goalkeeper on loan from Manchester City. Of course, City fans will know him as well. Biodra, Rajami, Aiti, and Adjadinai at the back. Then it's Voka, Alim, Muslera, Serena, Berisha, and Mukiri. Referee tonight comes from Germany, 38-year-old Felix Zweier. He comes from Berlin, incidentally, the capital of Germany, and it's a real atmosphere here. It was a cracking atmosphere as the teams just huddle up now, and England are going to kick the goal to. All right. You can watch it on ITV, but turn Tosley down, put me on, and you'll be able to listen to my commentary over the top of the pictures if you want to watch the game, but listen to my commentary. I'm more than happy for you to do that. A lot of people who listen to this channel always watch the action, but they always like to listen to my commentary, Paul. But it's nice to have you with us, and I hope you subscribe and support the channel in the near future. We're nearly up to 600 subscribers, incidentally. And what an atmosphere it is. Don't forget the Gordon Banks documentary on ITV4 later on, after we've finished here. But keep it tuned, audio-wise, here on the JB Claret YouTube channel. It's Kosovo in a dark strip to kick us off, and they're going to attack the goal to our right in the first half. England all in white shirts, white shorts, and naturally white stockings. A terrific atmosphere. And we hope for a good game of football here tonight. 4-0, England beat Bulgaria, but they were poor really for 55 minutes. So it's going to be Salina to get us underway then, and he gets us away then, and it's Kosovo, as I said, in the dark blue strip, attacking the goal to our right in the first half. England to the left, incidentally, and we'll go through the two substitute benches as well as soon as we can give you the opportunity to go through, because there's quite a lot to get through. I can tell you there's anything up to about 10 substitutes at any one time, so it would take a lot of getting through, and of course if the Kosovans are to be believed as well. On the ball given away straight away, and a chance here for Kosovo, who scored! Berisha in the 37th second. It was a mistake by one of the England defenders. The ball was laid in from the right to the penalty area. It was Michael Keane with a mistake, and Berisha kept a cool head, left-footed over Pickford's head, and it's a disastrous start for England. It's the worst possible start. Maguire kept it forward, and then Keane got possession, was far too casual. The ball laid in, and Berisha finished the job off superbly, but it was just an horrific mistake by Michael Keane. And since he's moved away from Burnley for £25 million, he's not been the same defender as he was at Turf Moor. Berisha scores his first goal in 2 qualifying games he's played. And what a start to Bernard Chalantis, who's a Swiss coach, by the way. He comes from Switzerland originally, but he'll be delighted. He's not showing any emotion on the far side there, but I can tell you something. Inside, he'll be delighted. Remember, this we all probably underestimated this one on Saturday when we were talking about potential points where they were going to come from. And little did I know we'd had they would be unbeaten in 15 games. So Panini was saying on Facebook to me, we have a Facebook companion page, which you can check out at facebook.com/JB Claret. And he was saying, oh, we'll win 7-0 and all that. And I said, do you realise that Kosovo are unbeaten in 15 games? And maybe that cautious, maybe we've wrote the obituary a little too early on Kosovo, but they've made a stunning start here and have stunned St Mary's into silence. And England just guilty of being absolutely too casual. Michael Keane was too casual there, and that was, you've got to do the basics. And well, Panini's lost another bet. That's 3 in 3 matches he's has lost a bet. He lost a bet on the North London derby a week last Sunday. He lost another bet because he was 1 goal out on Saturday, when England only scored 4 when he wanted 5 to go in against the Bulgarians. And now he's clean sheet. Now England have conceded. And he's also said that Michael Keane should never play for England again. I think that's a bit strong. I mean, there are better players that have made mistakes for England, but it's not the way. It's a disastrous start for England, and now they've got to really pick up the pieces here. England, what I would say is to any Englishman listening here, don't panic. There's still a long time left in the game. 3 minutes 27 seconds have only been played. But if you've joined us late, a sensational start for Kosovo, unbeaten going into this game in 15 games. And this is a country that has been granted FIFA and UEFA status as recent as 2016. This is their first Euro qualifiers, and they came into this game 1 point behind England, who topped the group with 3 wins out of 3. Kosovo will play 3, 1-1. Just breaking off for a second because Sterling was cutting in from the left-hand side. He was well marshalled there by that Kosovan defence. I was just going to say that they've drawn 1 but won 2, and they had an impressive result, I believe, against the Czech Republic on Saturday when they won by 2-1 here in this group. Group A, of course. And what an horrific start for England. Here's Declan Rice in the centre of the Kosovan half. Into Henderson. Henderson back to Rice. Now Chilwell, the Leicester man. Can he get something going here with Sterling? Sterling now into the penalty area, and that was a poor layoff there by Ross Barkley. Just couldn't get it away, and now the Kosovans, they'll be absolutely overjoyed by this development here. If you've joined us late, you've missed an absolute sensational start. Here's Jadon Sancho. England have still got the capability and the firepower to get themselves out of trouble, it must be said. Here's Alexander-Arnold. He replaces Trippier in the side. I'm very surprised that Trippier was dropped because I thought he had a magnificent game on Saturday evening. Did everything that was asked of him and did it spot on. 5 minutes gone. England 0, Kosovo 1. This is a sensational scoreline here. And taking nothing away from the Kosovans, but it was a mistake of England's own making, really, that gifted a real opportunity to Berisha, which he took with schoolboyish glee, shall we say. Now then, Maguire now on halfway, trots 15 yards inside the Kosovan half. Now gets the ball out to Alexander-Arnold. Now Declan Rice has it over on the far side, or rather Henderson does, and then it's back to Alexander-Arnold, his Liverpool colleague. And now Maguire takes possession, still 10 yards inside the Kosovan half, but the Kosovans have got practically all 11 men behind the ball at this stage, and practically, apart from Jordan Pickford, everyone else virtually is in the Kosovan half of the field here at St Mary's. 1-0. And this was not the start we were hoping for. As the ball comes in to Barkley. Barkley turns. And it's nicely done there by Ross Barkley. He finds Jordan Henderson here. And the ball out here to Sancho's cross, and it deflects, and it's a corner kick. Well, that was almost... Well, that was almost an opportunity there to get back into the to the game there. And they still might hear from this corner kick. As Ross Barkley's going to take it. And Keane is in there. Oh, the header's come in from the corner. It's 1-0. It's Raheem Sterling from 6 yards. England are back in the game. One apiece. Now the stadium comes alive. It was a good cross in there. I almost missed it there because somebody caught my eye for a second there. People don't realise that I am commentating. Here's the header from Keane. Back across the goal. He comes in from the left and he makes amends, as Ross Burnham just says there, and heads it beyond Muric and into the back of the net there, Raheem Sterling. It's a nice goal to strike against his teammate at Manchester City, where he's on loan at Nottingham Forest. And Panini reckons that the thrashing is back on. That is for sure. Just breaking off for a second. There we are. Right, we're back. But Michael Keane, what a moment for him. 0-0 within the space of 5 minutes. 8.5 minutes gone, folks. It's a good start to the game. I must admit, if you're a neutral watching this, it's quite a good watch. But if you're an Englishman like yours truly here, it's heart-stopping stuff. Here's Chilwell now on the left-hand side. Good comeback from England, and Sterling from 6 yards, nodding in there for the equalising goal. And England and Kosovo are level at 1 each. And it's a good game of football, this. Back with Michael Keane. Inside the centre circle in his own half. He'll be feeling a lot better about things now. And here's Raheem Sterling. The man informed. Strikes goal number 6 in the qualification campaign, incidentally, Raheem Sterling. It's a nice little blow for him to hit. As Rice hits a nice ball out towards Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now Jordan Henderson still on the right hand side here, and it's Trent again, Alexander-Arnold that is, and he gets the cross in and it's nodded away or knocked away by Rahami. Now the cross in there by Sterling, and once again good blanket defence by the Kosovans. Well, this was always going to be a real test for Kosovo. As I said, unbeaten in 15 going into this confrontation. But I tell you what, it's no gimme, this one. I have to say, this was never going to be. I think we were all overjoyed at the fact that we'd won 4-0, even though we played poorly for 55 minutes. But we were all thinking, oh, this is going to be a walkover tonight. Well, Mark Pugash put a little grain of doubt into my mind after I'd come off air on Saturday as he was wrapping up on television. And it's got me thinking, and having done a bit of research on them, they've beaten some very good sides in their 15-match unbeaten run. As I said, against the Czech Republic when they won impressively by 2-1. So this is not a gimme for England in any way. Anyway, here's Harry Kane now from the pass through by Harry Maguire, the £80 million man who signed for Manchester United in the summer in that big on-off transfer speculation. There's a Kosovan fan here, F35 Kai. I think he's a Kosovan. He says, go Kosovo. Good to see the Kosovans as well involved in our coverage tonight, as the corner is conceded by Rahami. Number 13 for Kosovo, as Ben Chilwell made a nice little bold run, but I think he could have left that for the goalkeeper there. He's also the captain, incidentally, of Kosovo, Rahami. I apologise for the mispronunciations. It's the first time I've ever covered Kosovo before, so bear with me, all you Kosovo fans out there. 1-1 is the score. Berisha and Sterling, the goal scorers for each team. As the corner comes in, and Muric easy gathers there. It was a poor corner, really. did Portugal get a Manchester United kit from the 92-93 season? Well, they don't look like 92-93 season Manchester United kits to me. They were lighter, if I remember rightly, Panini, they were much lighter blue than what they are this evening, I can tell you that. They look darker from a distance, I can tell you that. 12 minutes gone here at Southampton at St Mary's Stadium, where Southampton play their home matches. And it's one apiece between England and Kosovo here down on the south coast, down by the River Solent. There was a bit of an incident on the motorway on the M27. There was a major accident which involved a fire or something or other. I was reading on the news as well. As the number 10 here, Musalara, comes forward now, 35 yards from goal. He's got support here by Vojara. Vojara with the cross, and it's cleared away down the right hand side, and it was well cut out by £80 million worth of player in Harry Maguire. He's not at the same level yet as a certain Virgil van Dijk, who probably has to be a shoo-in for the FIFA World Player of the Year, the Ballon d'Or, which the awards for that incidentally take place, I think, in December, when the World Club Championships take precedence, which Liverpool will be playing a huge part of over in Qatar. I mean, you've got to go some to beat the likes of Messi and Ronaldo to get the European award. If he can do that, add the world one as well, Virgil van Dijk, it would be a feather in the cap and an inspiration to all wannabe centre backs who like to play that position, because they don't get the praise and the recognition I think they just deserve, really, in a lot of respects. But that's the way the cookie bounces in some respects. So 13 3/4 minutes gone almost to the first half here on the JB Clark YouTube channel. England are not winning, they're drawing 1-1 with Kosovo, but they were behind as early as the 37th second when a mistake by Michael Keane let Borussia in. He chipped the ball very deftly over the on-rushing Pickford and into the right-hand corner, but then some 6 minutes later, from a corner taken by Barkley, Keane headed back from the left-hand side of the 6-yard area, and then at the far right-hand post, Raheem Sterling nodded in centrally from 3 yards out, and England are back on terms here. And as things stand, they would still have a point between them, but as I say, we've had less than a quarter of an hour, and here's Raheem Sterling through the centre. He had Anderson free on the far side. It was well cut out there by the Kosovan defence, and now the number 9 here, now Selina can break forward, and Selina gets the ball back now, and he goes towards the far side. And now a real opportunity awaits here for the Kosovans again. Needs to be a good cross in there towards the penalty area. It'll come here to Varoja. Now, can he get a shot off? No, he can't. A little chip in there by the number 4 there, Voka. And it's come away again. Still another chance here. They're going to reload here, these Kosovans. They're not a bad side, and having seen them play, they can pass the ball around a bit, but Barogia just ran into traffic, and in the end, the attack breaks down for Bernard Chandes' side there, and what an opportunity that could have been there for the Kosovans. But if any England fan thought that this was going to be an absolute gimme, well, they are quite seriously wrong. That I can tell you. But what I will say is, it's been an amazing start to the game. It's been a good first half. I've been very, very enjoyable. It's been very, very enjoyable, and I've really enjoyed it. As Barkley now runs forward, edge of the area. Sterling is there. Sterling on the edge of the area. Good turn by Raheem Sterling, but he just was hassled out of it a little bit. He's had a good start to the game, Raheem Sterling, and the cross in from the far side. I'm not sure who it was in the end who crossed it. It was Trent Alexander-Arnold in actual fact, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. It bisected everybody, but this was the goal there. Little deft flick over the goalkeeper, and it's gone in the net there. That was Borussia to give number 14, and then Michael Keane, as I said, from Barkley's corner, good header back across the goal, and then Sterling from 4, maybe 5 yards out, just on the right hand far post, nodding it in, one apiece. We've got Infidelight O'Neill. Yo, he says, good evening to you. And Amal Hazari, with an unpronounceable word there. If we could have the comments, please, in a little bit of English, that would be helpful, so I can read. I'm not very good in languages, Amal, as you could probably tell. But nice to welcome you all the same to the channel, nonetheless. Infidelight O'Neill says, let's go England, let's win. I think that's what he's trying to make out there. And of course, you're always welcome to... Oh, the goalkeeper on the line almost. Well, his first touch was suspect there, Muric. He made a couple of mistakes in a commentary game we did in the Championship at the start against West Bromwich Albion, and he got away with it. He's virtually on the line as he kicked it, literally, but he miscontrolled the first one. And I have shouted you out, actually. Well, that could have been a catastrophe there for Muric. I'm just watching a replay here. His first touch, it was just brainless there, but he had enough time to regather the thoughts, and virtually on the line with, I think, Sterling roaring in on him. That would have been a disastrous moment there for Kosovo. Right, Infidelight O'Neill, good evening. Okay, I did give you a shout out earlier if you didn't hear me, but I'm sure I did. The new Caton 2009, hello. Good evening to you all. And if anyone else wants to comment and wants to join the channel, hit the notification bell for any upcoming commentaries and FIFA videos. We've got FIFA 20 coming to the channel later this month, of course. Here's Raheem Sterling now turning away through the centre. Kane to the left. Kane inside the area. Kane shoots through the keeper and in. It's 2-1 to England. Kane with the left-footed shot. Went through Muric and into the right-hand corner of the net. And after an awful start for the English, they've now got themselves the lead. They've played really positively since that awful start. It was Keane who started it all off. Then Sterling turned his man number 4 there, Fokker, on the halfway line, ran about 40 yards with the ball, fed Kane to the left of the penalty area, got it onto his left foot and threw Muric's legs into the right-hand corner. And England, having been a goal down and made an absolute horrendous and disastrous start, have now turned it around against the Kosovans. It's England 2 now, Kosovo 1 here at St Mary's in Southampton. But what about that for a turn here? Away from 2 players here, number 4, Fokker, and number 13, Rahami. He must have run about 40 yards there, Raheem Sterling. That's why he's so good. Not just in an England shirt, but for Manchester City as well. 19.5 minutes just about played. Nearly 20 minutes, in fact. England 2 now, Kosovo 1. And from an awful start, England have recovered magnificently. Well, England are the best. Well, they've still a long way to prove that, really. But they've reached 2 semi-finals in the last 18 months. I mean, waiting. Oh, and England are in trouble again. A ball into the 6-yard area that caused a few problems, and Mariki could have easily equalised. It was Berisha who scored the initial goal tonight with the cross. There was a little bit of a mix-up, and Mariki could have equalised and made it 2-2. England are far from out the woods yet, even though they're in front. Here's Mussolera. Now for Ravka. And now they've run out the ball out of play, but Harry Kane now moves to 6 goals. Panini, we're not opening the vote until the second half for man in a match. I should explain, listeners, if you're new to this and if you're new to our commentary streams here on YouTube, I should explain something to you as Chilwell takes a throw in. And let's fly. I should explain something to you. I'm absolutely purring with laughter at Panini. Right, in the second half, from around about the 65th minute onwards, a free kick has been given to Kosovo whilst I'm talking to you. We have a supplementary award called the JB Man in a Match. Now, what you need to do around 65 minutes into the game, so that's 20 minutes into the second half, to narrow it down for you. what you have to do from the 65th to the 90th minute, you can vote for your man in the match. So all you've got to do is just write the name of your player and then hashtag it with the hashtag JBMLTM, and that will be, and that's all you need to do. But we'll talk about that a bit more detail as we go along here this evening. But England 2, Kosovo 1 is the score, and it's been an enjoyable match. Absolutely enjoyable. And here's Barkley. Good turn here from Barkley. Tries to get it onto that right foot. Now Sterling has it. Sterling running at his man. Does really well. Knocks the ball back, and then the shot comes in and it's over the top and behind for a goal kick. Anyway, here's Selena now on the far side for Kosovo. Turns back. And here is number 15. They're putting a not so good cross, and easy there for Pickford. That's Bajora. It's 2-1, and England now halfway through the first half. Second half, we can vote for man in the match. We're a bit early on man in the matches here. Can I just point out something, everybody? We're 24 minutes into a match. That's still got a long way to go yet. So anything can still happen. So we'll keep man in the matches until the second half. Incidentally, let me just point that out. Right, 2-1 it is to England. And well, it's 2-1 now, and I must admit it's been great to watch thus far in this opening 25 minutes I think we've been playing. It's 2-1 to England at the moment. We're just having one or two technical problems again with the feed, but we'll get that back to you as soon as we possibly can. But it's England winning 2-1, that I can categorically tell you. And England have won a free kick. We're now back live with the action. England trailed in the 33rd minute, 37th second as the ball plays in. Are you really Anthony? You're not Anthony Joshua, the boxer, are you, Anthony? If you are, mate, good luck against Andy Ruiz in November. That's all I'll say. And hopefully we can have a British world title holder once again. Are you the real Anthony Joshua? That's what we all like to know here on this YouTube channel this evening, as well as England getting a result. It's a cracking name. England 2, Kosovo 1. Remember, Kosovo took the lead through Berisha after 37 seconds. Then Sterling equalised some 6 minutes later, and then Harry Kane going 2-1 in front. Right, anyway, back with the game, and here's Raheem Sterling now through the centre. Beat one Kosovan defender, beats another, tries to feed in Harry Kane. But again, good blanket defence by the Kosovans on the edge of their own penalty area. Sterling, I think, wanted a free kick. The German referee, Felix Zweier, who comes, as I said earlier, from Berlin. 38 years old, incidentally, our German Berlin referee tonight. And the ball back with Jordan Pickford. Apart from picking out the ball of the net, out of the net in the first 30 seconds, he's hardly had anything to do. He's not had a shot to save. He's been practically a redundant goalkeeper. But I've got to also stress he had little or no chance with the goal that went past him. It was just one of those unfortunate moments where he was left badly exposed by Harry Carey in front of him. It's one of the pitfalls when playing out from the back. You always run the risk, and England found that to their gain on Saturday when the Bulgarians were committing the same sort of cardinal sin as England had just done here this evening. As Chilwell now comes forward, finds Raheem Sterling. Sterling checks back, finds Barkley, back to Ben Chilwell again. Sterling back in there towards Barkley. Barkley now on the turn. Premier League coverage coming up on Saturday night for you. We're going to be at Carrow Road for our Saturday night game, and it's between Norwich City and Manchester City, and that will be a 5:30 kick-off, hopefully on the JB Carrot YouTube channel, but these things could change. Well, it all depends on what happens, and hopefully we'll have a few more matches over the weekend as well to bring you from the Premier League too. Commentators will be announced in due course. There's myself. There's 4 of us this year. You'll hear Chris Whiteman later on in the season, and you'll also hear hopefully this weekend from Mike Hardiman, and hopefully we'll get Ross Byrne in a match as well at some point during the weekend as well. So plenty of football commentary as well as myself a game as well. So as I say, plenty of league football to come, and the Champions League back this month as well, later this month as well. That's going to be good. Goal kick to England incidentally whilst we're talking to you there. And now the England fans are getting behind the team. Don't forget, if you once you've finished listening to me tonight, you can tune over to on television to ITV4. 10 o'clock tonight, a terrific documentary. I've seen the trailer for it and it's absolutely magnificent. The Banks of England, it's called. 10 o'clock, celebrating the life and career of England's legendary goalkeeper Gordon Banks. Also played his club football for 2 Midlands clubs, Leicester City initially and Stoke City, where he won a League Cup winners medal in '72. But he'll always be remembered by a lot of people for being the goalkeeper in the England team that won the World Cup in 52 years ago in 1966, and of course, 53 years ago in 1966, and of course that save from Pelé 4 years later in 1970 as Henderson knocks the ball forward and nearly found Sterling, but it was well marshalled and Muric managed to pick the ball up, and then they played it out from the back here. The Kosovans just taking a little bit of Harry Carey. They're not as technically gifted as England, but I tell you what, I have to say Kosovo have impressed me the way some of their players has really done well. Here's Barisha, who got the opening goal. He's about 35 yards out. He's going to try a right-footed rasper, which gets a little deflection there of Declan Rice, but it makes it very, very difficult for Jordan Pickford. It's December the 7th. My apologies. And yeah, I thought it was in November, but it's December the 7th. I focus a lot on football rather than boxing, but I do love a bit of my boxing, and boxing is a terrific sport as well. Lots of our top boxers took up boxing when they were trying to be lured into wrong crowds and that, and obviously taking up boxing gives you that discipline, or taking up any sport can give you that discipline and the hunger to succeed in anything. So whether it's football, boxing, athletics, golf, cricket, rugby, the Rugby World Cup coming up later on in September. We'll be updating you during our football coverage on events in Japan as well. Can England win their second World Cup? Well, Ireland go into that tournament now actually as the number 1 side in the world in rugby union, so that's not forgiven as Kosovo make their way through the centre again. And number 10, Muslera now gets it out to the far side. Number 4, Voka. And they're just having a good little bit of play now. Kalina to Alim. And still inside England half, but not really making any progress forward because England have brought a lot of Right, they've brought all 10 men behind the ball now just to defend this opportunity, but they've got a chance here now if they can get Adjadjanai on the ball. He's the guy you might recall in the Huddersfield side. They've had an horrendous start to the season, Huddersfield. 23rd in the Championship, and I think they've won a game. I think they might have won one game all season. I think that's about the lot. And they've now brought in the Carley brothers from Lincoln City. I think that's a good move by the Huddersfield hierarchy to bring them in. The Carley brothers, who did a terrific job at Lincoln City for a number of years. Got them to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup some 3 years ago, and became the first then non-league team to do so since the 1920s. They knocked out Ipswich, Brighton after a replay, Brighton in the 4th, and then my beloved Burnley in the 5th. And I was there that day, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I was crying the way, as a biased fan, I was crying all the way home. How could they have beaten us? But when you look at it objectively, a long time afterwards, you have to say they were geniuses, the Carley brothers, on the day, because tactically they got it spot on and won the game through their absolute master tacticians. So I wish them well. Sad they're leaving Lincoln, but I think they may have gone as far as they could under the Carleys. But it's going to be a roller coaster ride for Huddersfield fans. They've got the Carley brothers, and they'll instill confidence and they'll instill some discipline into the side. So well done to Danny and Nicky Carley, new gaffers at Huddersfield Town, as the ball is whipped into the penalty area from the far side. It's well won in the end by Vorukka. But here's Sterling again, running down the right hand side. Still Sterling, off a defender, England corner. Despite a lot of protests from the Kosovans, they felt it came off Sterling last of all, but referee was adamant. Nearly 34 minutes have been played in the first half. England 2, Kosovo 1. All the goals going early on in the first half. Kane and Sterling for England after Kosovo had led through Bashir's goal after 40 seconds. As the corner comes in from Barkley, it was a deeper one this time, and it was headed over by Michael Keane. He made the initial mistake on the goal. The corner came in from the left-hand side this time. And just to remind you the colours, England are all in white tonight, and Kosovo are in an all light blue, or a whole darker blue shade with yellow, fluorescent yellow Adidas stripes, or fluorescent yellow stripe down the side. I don't think they're sponsored by Adidas. Look from first glance that they did have Adidas stripes, but when you look at them on the monitor from the close-up angles on television, then they're not at all. I think it's just a one stripe with a bit of black trim on it. If I'm giving a full graphic description of the kit, this is Harry Kane, Jordan Henderson, for England, finds Raheem Sterling. Sterling on the left-hand side here. Chilwell's on the overlap, hugging that left-hand touchline. And just towards the edge of the Kosovan penalty area. Third England goal now would be crucial. 10 minutes to go to half-time plus any stoppages. England have made heavy weather of it again tonight, but are leading 2-1. But it was a mistake. But they made it hard for themselves for their own cause, and they gave away a sloppy goal after 37 seconds, which put their backs up a bit. This is Raheem Sterling now for England. Back for Chilwell. Chilwell with the cross, and it's hanging deep, but it's out of play. And behind for a goal kick to Kosovo. Well, we're going to be breaking away for half time. I need a break and all that. After the match, we'll be talking along with Gareth Southgate and a few of the England party after the game. So stick around after the match for pre-match or post-match interviews, because I'm sure you'll want to hear what Gareth has got to say to his troops. 36 gone, and the ball back to Muric on loan at Nottingham Forest from Manchester City at the moment. And a good ball out from Berisha towards the number 15 here for Rokia. He's going to have a shot right-footed, and he didn't miss the target by much, because Pickford was diving away to his left to protect his near right-hand post, and it hit the right-hand side netting. Thankfully for England, it was on the right side of the line for them. But Varocka there hit the shot. And Pickford was worried there just a fraction, but he had to be certain that wasn't going in the near post. So that was good cover. Goalkeeper covered his angles and his near post superbly well. Well played, Jordan Pickford. It was a good punt up front there towards Harry Kane, who's over on the far side here. It's gone a little deeper. Now Sancho will take on his man. Jadon Sancho's got Sterling in the centre. If he can pick him out. Oh, own goal! An own goal! It's 3-1. And Kosovo are going absolutely mental on the bench. They can't believe it. It's an own goal here by Varocka. They're complaining that the game should have been stopped for an injury. The only way the referee can stop a match if he's got an head injury, and clearly to me didn't look like an head injury unless there was a foul there. It certainly wasn't a head injury, so the referee was well in his rights to play on. So I'm not sure what Kosovo's grievance is about there. But even so, it was a good finish there. Still needed to be worked there, but it was poor really from the Kosovans, who are now probably gonna end up losing their first ever international game here tonight at St Mary's, and the fourth official there making it quite clear the rules to the Swiss coach there who manages Kosovo, but the rules state anything but and he's got a yellow card, by the way. You remember, there's a new rule in place for the managers now, that if they dissent on the field, they can be booked and sent off as well. And that also applies to their coaching staff too. He's obviously spoke out of turn, and the German officials have said, right, Mr. Swire says you're booked. We haven't had any bookings on the field, but we've had a booking on the bench. And that is for the Kosovo manager, Bernard Shaluns, who's challenged himself there and has checked his way into the referee's notepad, quite rightly so. But the referee was well within his rights to carry on despite that, because it was not a head injury. I should explain that. That is the rule. If it was a head injury, he would have stopped the game. England went on and a goal resulted from it. An own goal there. So 3-1 England now as we go into the final 6 minutes of the first half. England 3 now, Kosovo 1. Kosovo made a sensational start there for them in only the 37th second when a mistake by Michael Keane was heavily punished by Berisha. But England have come back very, very well and have shown real character this evening. And now lead 3-1 as Selena plays the ball in there. Opportunity knocks. The ball might break here. And it's hooked away there. I think it was by... I'm trying to think who it was there. Michael Keane, was it? Well, Varocka is the unfortunate man here. But I've got to give credit to Jadon Sancho. It's a nice little cross. Muric leads it. Thinking his defender was there. And the funny thing about it was he had acres of space inside the 6-yard area to clear that for Varocka. And he just, it was just, I suppose it was, well, if you're a defensive coach, it's a nightmare to watch because defensively, most of the goals have been absolutely shocking. Here's Muslera now, decent cross. Goalkeeper was a little bit unsure whether to stick or twist inside his 6-yard area. In fact, he did either or, but the cross was so poor, I think we were able to get it away anyway. And here's Trent Alexander-Arnold down the right-hand channel. And Barkley's making a tremendous run in the middle. So too was Sterling, but the ball was way over it. And Muric, the Manchester City goalkeeper, Nottingham Forest goalkeeper, was able to take that out the air, no problem. Barkley tackling well though, just inside the Kosovan half here. I have to say it's been an interesting first half in more ways than one. But it's England 2-1 up. 3-1 up, sorry. Apologies. As Kosovo look to hit another goal back here on the break. So in the last 4 minutes now as Rahami gets the ball out to the number 8 Alim. Now Aliati. The opportunity now on the left hand side for them to break. Berisha, who got the goal scoring got the goal scoring party started in the first 30 seconds or so. I've got a confirmation that it was probably about 34-35 seconds as the ball is crossing very deep, and it might be a challenge for the Baroque to keep it in. It comes off the corner flag, and I think it's gone for a goal kick. Indeed it has. Absolutely. And I know our Manchester United resident Manchester United fan, he said, even as a you know, how great is it to see Sterling playing up to his full potential. Great guy on and off the pitch. I have to say, I have to agree with you on that one, mate, because there was a lot of talk about Sterling. Was he the real deal a few years ago? Euro 2016, flattered to deceive a little bit because he has the talent, but he didn't produce it in France that summer. And since then, when Gareth Southgate's taken control, and of course a lot of the credit must go to Pep Guardiola for giving him the confidence and the ability to, and the confidence and the ability and the opportunity to shine, and he's done magnificently well. And he started the season for his club well and truly on fire. He's a player very much, I have to say, in truly great form. He scored one, Kane has scored one. They've got 6 goals between them now in the qualification stages for this tournament. But England now, more importantly, with 2 minutes of normal time left of the first half to go, lead 3-1 here live on the JB Clark YouTube channel. And England again, good tackle in there. Declan Rice in there to quell the danger, and he's got Raheem Sterling on his way. Comes in down the left hand side. Sterling, there's a man free. It's Sancho in the area, onside, and it's in. 4-1, the ball into the left hand corner, right footed drive, and Jadon Sancho of Borussia Dortmund stretches England's lead now to 4-1 as we come up towards the final 90 seconds of the first half. Declan Rice did absolutely superbly. Anderson down to the left hand side, and look at Sterling go again. Lovely play, beautifully weighted pass, definitely being played on side there, Jadon Sancho, by the number 3, Aliti. Gets it out of his feet, takes an extra touch to set him up, and beats Muric with the minimum of fuss, and trickles nicely, nestles sweet in the back of that left hand corner of the net. And England, after an horrendous start, are now 4 goals to 1 up. That's his first goal in the qualification games for England now, Jadon Sancho. And Southgate will be, well, he'll be a lot happier about things. I think would be tearing his hair out after 30 seconds this evening. But he's not now. He's, I think he's a lot happier about things. So England 4-1 up now, and coasting away with it. As Chilwell gets the header in, as Barkley now inside the 30-second referee's blown, I think, for a free kick to Kosovo. There's about 15 seconds of normal time of the first half to go. We'll get an indication from my 4th official over on the far side how long it's going to be, and it looks to me that like 3 minutes. 3 added minutes at the end of the first half. I can confirm that to you now. So into that first of the 3 minutes now. As the ball is whipped in now, so can Kosovo make it? Can the Kosovans try and pull another one back? I have to say they were pretty impressive for about 15 minutes of the first half, but now really have been out footballed in the end, in the latter stages of the first half, by an England side who at the moment have a front 3, maybe 4, including Rashford, that are just ruthlessly in form. Jadon Sancho started off really well for his club side, Borussia Dortmund, and Sterling has got away from his man here, and it could be in for another one. He cuts him on the left hand side. Muric saves it, and the ball is in the net, and it's a second goal for Jadon Sancho, and England now go 5-1 up, and England now are well and truly on course to wrap up the victory here tonight, and we're not even played any stoppage time, but this was it. Takes on Rahami, absolutely does him for pace here, Raheem Sterling. There's the crossbar. Muric is out of his goal, and the ball was probably just, I think it was probably just onside as it was played in, and he had the simplest of tasks from 6 yards with his right foot, Jadon Sancho, to tap that in. So that's his second goal in a matter of minutes. England goals for him are like double-decker buses. You wait a long time for one, and two come along at once. England 5 now, Kosovo 1, and there's more. There's more shenanigans now on that touchline involving the Swiss manager who's in charge of Kosovo. Was that offside or not? Well, if he says any more out of turn, he'll get the red card. But the bottom line is England are winning 5-1, and I don't think the Kosovan manager can stand that, to be quite honest with you. But it doesn't matter. 5-1 it is, and England are well on course here. They have been good value for that 5-1 lead in the end after an awful start, it has to be said, in the 37th second when Borussia came in, and that in a way really didn't help Kosovo's cause, because it fired England into action and they hit back with 5 goals. And in fact, I think he has been given the red card. He's down the tunnel and he's furious. I'm just wondering if he's been sent off. I think if he has been sent off, It's not been confirmed on my television monitor, but if it has been confirmed and he's off, then I'm not really surprised. But he can't complain about the scoreline as Sterling cuts him on the right. Sure, it was sent. A good save this time by Muric. Sterling hit it right-footed, and it was well gathered in by the Forest goalkeeper. As we're now almost played the 3 minutes at the end of the first half. In fact, we have played the 3 minutes. So 2 goals for Jadon Sancho, a goal apiece for Harry Kane and Raheem Sterling. An own goal, of course, by Baruch Voda, as giving England a 5-goal lead. They did lose the first goal, though, to Borussia after a mistake by Keane, but he's made up for that and some now tonight. So half-time then, it's England 5, Kosovo 1. We're going to take a 10-minute break to catch our breath from a great first half of football, which saw 6 goals produced. And the Southampton public, who have paid good money to watch the game tonight, well, they've been royally entertained, and have certainly had their money's worth after the first 45 minutes. We're going to take a 10-minute break and then bring you up to date with other scores around the world, around Europe, and of course second half commentary of England against Kosovo. But at half time here, it's England 5, Kosovo 1. We'll see you in 10 minutes. Welcome back to Southampton and to the game here between England and Kosovo. England leading 5-1, remember, at half time. Let me take you around Europe incidentally. Also, I just wanted to point out that I get my usual messages when I read out the comments section. I usually get them fed on there. There's been a fault on the PlayStation, but we're streaming perfectly. We're just not getting the comments that are through at the moment. So you'll have to bear with me in that. So if I haven't shouted anything out, in that case, then I do apologise. It's just one of those unfortunate things. Anyway, let's just check the other latest scores around Europe, shall we? In the European Championships. Plenty going on this evening. There's also the Republic of Ireland in action at the moment. So let me just bring you up to date with the scores then. England 5, Kosovo 1, Montenegro 0, the Czech Republic 0, Lithuania 1, Portugal 1. That's a good result for Lithuania, that. Luxembourg 0, Serbia 1, Albania 1, Iceland 0, and France 1, Andorra 0, and Moldova 0, Turkey 1. Well, we're just seeing the England, just seeing the manager there. He's just complaining there. So Kosovo, Czech Republic, the Republic of Ireland, I think, are in friendly action tonight. International friendlies. Republic 0, Bulgaria 0, England are coming out incidentally. Jordan 2, Paraguay 4, that's a result. Still 2 is Tunisia 1, the Ivory Coast 2. Ukraine and Nigeria winning at 2-0, that's the latest score. And Morocco 1, Niger 0, that's now a half-time score. England 5, Kosovo 1, Montenegro 0, Czech Republic 0, Lithuania 1, Portugal 1, Luxembourg 0, Serbia 1, Albania 1, Iceland 0, France 1, Andorra 0, and Moldova 0, Turkey 1 0. All the latest scores from the Euro qualifiers, incidentally. So we're well almost underway. We're just awaiting for the Kosovans to come out. England are all ready to go, and the Kosovans are just entering the tunnel as we talk to you here. So let me just catch up on all what I've missed then on the chat. Ross says easy, and it's just Panini VAR inside 100% on the 5th goal. Is the game on ITV? Yes, it is. It's not ITV1 anymore. It's ITV. And Panini says that's on television, but you can turn Tilsley down and do the comment and listen to the commentary with me. And to Angry Swiss people, I was annoyed with the first goal. It looks like the manager wasn't sent off. I think he just went. So I just think he said enough and just stormed down the tunnel and said terrible at the top of his voice as everyone was making their way off at half time. So I don't think he was sent off, but he's very lucky not to have been sent off. That is for sure. Now we're going to see a substitution in number 19. Baguada is going to come on. We want 11. Well, Panini has got through to us. Panini, thank you. Well, I think we're all back up and running again now. So Muslera is off and Baguada is now on. That's the only change. I can also tell you that there's been no England changes at half time. Unsurprisingly, of course, because they're leading by 5-1 and they're under attack. And now Ross and Panini want double figures. Well, I don't know if I'm trying to think the last time England may have scored double figures in a game. I'm not sure if they ever have in their international history. We'll have to go back very early back in the record, very far back in the record books if that's the case. We've scored 7 before, and I think they've scored 7 or 8 before in an international many times. I think they beat Luxembourg once 9-0. I think that's the highest post-war score they've ever had, 9-0 against Luxembourg. That was in 1982. And so that was at Wembley, of course. Mark Chamberlain made his debut that night as well, as the ball is hooked back to Jordan Pickford. He kicks away left-footed. Out to the near side and Chilwell. England 5, Kosovo 1. Same scoreline as they beat Panama 18 months ago in the World Cup finals, and it was just okay walk for them that afternoon. But Kosovo going into this game, they're unbeaten, and well, I said I was very optimistic. I was optimistic, of course, folks, but then I was overcautious, and then it got even more cautious when Kosovo scored after something like 35 seconds. But England have fought back. 2 goals for Sancho, a goal apiece for Kane and for Sterling, and then it was an own goal by Bogoda, who put through his own net, and that's the way it is. Panini says, in 1999, I was there for 6-0, England's 6-0 victory against Luxembourg in 1999. But the highest possible record is against the same opposition, but in 82, as Trent Alexander-Arnold shoots again inside the penalty area, and then it comes off the number 13 Rahami, and then Muric, having made the initial save, should have patted it down. Might have been a dubious offside as Alexander-Arnold cutting from the right hand side, got his snapshot off with his left foot. Balls with Jordan Pickford. Apart from 1 or 2 little Murray moments and the goal itself, he's not had too much to do. But what he has had to do, he's done it very comfortably and very simply. And Alexander-Arnold, it's a lovely crossfield ball to the right hand side, and Kane just about controls it, keeps it in on the far byline. Rahami is right up against him, but there comes the ball switched out to the right, and it's Trent Alexander-Arnold to the byline. Alexander-Arnold's cross knocked away. Jordan Henderson to reload now for England. Right hand side, all the deflection on the cross, and Aberjanai gets it away, but only as far as Chilwell. Now Jadon Sancho on the left hand side. They must have swapped flanks, England, at the moment, both Sterling and Sancho. Sancho's now on a hat-trick. Can he repeat the dose what Harry Kane did on Saturday at Wembley? Mind you, Kane scored 2 penalties that day, that afternoon. They've got the ball. They've got to do the defending to do here, because here come Kosovo down the right hand side, and the ball led in, and Berisha is onside, turns, shoots, scores, finds the right hand corner. It's 5-2 now, and Kosovo have done exactly what they did in the start of the first half. Scored very early, no chance Pickford, and a nice little finish there. England will be miffed with themselves because they've allowed this really to happen. It was Declan Rice that gave the ball away on halfway, and then they built up a nice little move down the right hand side here, and a nice little cross in there just as it cuts in. The flag stays down. Berisha gets his second goal of the game. He's now on a hat-trick. Takes a couple of nice touches. Muric actually plays the ball in. The substitutes. No, the number 18, sorry, Muric plays the ball in. Look at that. Nice touch on the right foot to get past Henderson, and then gets his shot off. No chance, Jordan Pickford. And it's England 5, Kosovo 2. We've had 7 goals in 49 minutes. As Panini points out, for England 5, Kosovo 2. We might have a bit of competition for the man of the match award, even from a Kosovo point of view. So it's 5-2 now. When's the goal rush going to start? We've seen 7. We've not played 50 minutes yet. Anyway, a free kick in against Perugia. Peroda is having a torrid evening. Own goal. 1 or 2 other bits as well. We've almost had 5 minutes of the second half, and England now lead by 5 goals to 2. It's been quite an open game. Raheem Sterling has not won that just yet. We haven't started the vote yet, Panini. You know the drill, Panini. It's 65 minutes we start at. Raheem Sterling might not win that. It might be Jadon Sancho. He's got 2 goals. Anyway, who knows? Anyway, free kick to England. 50 minutes gone. Well, the run of the match vote will still be hotly contested in this second half. I can assure you of that. Anyway, free kick. And it's just to the right of the D, something like 40 yards out. Barkley and Chilwell, the 2 men committing. Looks like Barkley was going to whip it in. In fact, he's pulled it back, and Henderson chips the ball in there towards the area, looking, I think, towards Jadon Sancho. But Muric was going to take everything, as well as the kitchen sink there to get to the ball there. And they get number 19 away, Pakiana. And he goes back now to number 3, Aliti. And now finds Vadrada. 51 minutes gone, 6 gone in the second half. Kosovo have pulled a goal back. Borussia with his second goal, and it's England 5 now, Kosovo 2. So plenty of work still to do really for England, even though they are a handsome 4 goals ahead at 5-2. But Kosovo have shown plenty of times as the foul has been committed inside the penalty area by one of the Kosovans. Might have been offside, in fact. The flag linesman had his flag up very, very quickly. And in fact, you'll find that Mukiri was just about offside as that ball was played forward from the right hand side. So an English free kick, not given by the German officials here tonight. They all come from Germany, incidentally. Referee, just to remind you, Felix Zweyer, 38-year-old from Berlin in Germany. As Borussia again picks Alexander Arnold's pocket and tries to get the number 9 in behind, which is Serena. But Alexander Arnold recovers, uses his strength, bustles the man off the ball, and England win a goal kick. 52 gone. It's England 5, Kosovo 2. At least the Kosovans have shown a bit of fight here tonight. And Borussia, that is a finish that if Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo had scored that, we've been talking about that for years and years to come. England 5, Kosovo 2 here in Southampton. And I tell you what, the Southampton crowd have been treated to some fantastic football. If you're a neutral there and you're buying it and you're not English, but you may be an Irishman or watching this game, or someone abroad listening or watching this game, you are enjoying a real exhibition of real football. As an Englishman, it's very hard to bear. And Maguire and King got themselves into a tangle. It's a penalty to Kosovo. Well, that was a bit stupid, really. Harry Maguire concedes the penalty, and Kosovo have a chance to make it 5-3. Maguire's mistake, and then he sticks out a foot, fouls his man, and a penalty it is. But there is contact there, although I have to say the number 18 Mariki was a little bit on the fortunate side. Borussia wanted the penalty, but Mariki said, "I'm having this one, son. I'm going to take this one." So Borussia has been denied the hat-trick chance, which is a shame from the game's point of view, but you'll be absolutely furious if Mariki doesn't score now. Number 18, he's going to go left-footed. Looks like a left-footed run-up. Of course, Pickford has to stay on the line, and neither one or the other feet must not be moved off the line. At least one foot must stay on the line as the kick is being taken. And I have to agree with Panini, it's been a shocking exhibition of defending tonight. 54 gone. It's England 5, Kosovo 2, but Mariki has a chance now, having denied Borussia and a chance for his hat-trick, to take this away with his left foot. Oh, he just about does so into the right-hand corner, and Pickford got a hand to that and just couldn't keep it out. And it's England 5, Kosovo 3 now, and the game is back on tenterhooks. Pickford almost producing a terrific save, gets his hands to it, but the penalty was just a little bit too powerful for him, and it's into the back of the English net, and Jordan Pickford is furious about that. And he'll be furious with Harry Maguire when he sees a replay of that. Just brainless defending there from the £80 million man. And he certainly didn't produce the goods there that an £80 million defender should be producing right now. Very, very daft. As England now come in to try and score a 6th goal. It's 5-3 now. We've played 10 minutes in the second half. Just to remind everyone. And if you've joined us late, you've missed all 8 goals. Mariki has scored 3 goals in his 5 games in qualification. And England now have a corner on the far side. This is some match, this. We don't bring you 0-0s on this channel for commentaries. We always bring you goals. And goals we certainly bring you. England 5, Kosovo 3. Kane, Maguire, McKean on the edge of the area as that corner comes in. Jordan Henderson to take. Headed away by Borussia. Again, Maguire in trying to atone for his mistake. Went to volleying on the edge of his area and just didn't make any good connection. Now Chilwell, his former Leicester colleague, with the ball into the penalty area, and then the ball's knocked away off an England defender. It was Maguire and behind for a corner, for a goal kick, sorry. So 56 minutes have been played. We've had 11 minutes in the second half, and Kosovo have now scored twice in that time. And England's lead has been was at 4 to start the second half. It's now been reduced to 2. And all of a sudden, if Kosovo were to score again, this could be very nervy for England now. England must score the next goal if there is to be another goal. I wouldn't bet against another goal being scored in this game. Here's Muric. And Panini sums it up. The defending from England has been shocking. So too has Kosovo's defending as well. If you're a defensive coach from either side looking at this, you'd be tearing your hair out with frustration. But then again, it's looking absolutely superb. And look at Sterling again running forward through the centre, and he was well tackled there. Now England have still got their 3 attack minders on. They've still got Rashford to come off the bench, and he's not scored yet in the 2 bouts of qualification games that we had so far. He didn't score on Saturday, did he? This game has been, well, he reckons it's been like a Home Nations match. Well, I'm not sure if Home Nations games M53. I've not seen too many. Here's Kane. He's out the penalty area from the 3 kick. Sancho, right hand side. Legs out the cross, but Juric is quickly out of his goal. Takes the ball on his 6-yard line. The goalkeeper, the Manchester City goalkeeper, on loan at the moment this season at Notts Forest. When he was last covered on this YouTube channel, he made a couple of bad errors, which led West Bromwich Albion to win against Nottingham Forest on the opening day, you may remember, of the Championship season. I had a shocking day that as well. I called the goal scorer wrong, I think, on both West Brom goals, including the one who scored the 3-1, Matt Phillips. Anyway, all history now. England 5, Kosovo 3 here on the JB Claret YouTube channel. It's back to club football at the weekend. Premier League returning, and we'll let you know what matches we can do, and we'll confirm those in due course. And for that, you can check out our Facebook companion page, which will give you all the details of games we cover prior to being live. The commentaries being live, and you can hear that at facebook.com/JB Claret. And Rashyak comes on to replace Fokker. He wears number 6. Fokker has wore number 4. He's now off. Just to remind you, our Facebook companion page, where you'll hear all the upcoming videos and commentary streams. You'll be able to get all the information at JB at the Facebook page. It's www.facebook.com/JB Claret. Check that out and like the page, please. And of course, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel for all commentary content, live commentary streams. There's going to be FIFA 20 content coming out later this month and early next month as well. We'll have a career mode series. I'm not sure what that'll be yet. Will it be another Burnley career mode, or will it be somebody else? I'm not quite sure yet. We'll just have to wait and see. So plenty of great stuff to come on the channel. We're looking to get extra stuff in, other sports as well involved as well. So plenty of gaming and football commentary content coming your way in the next couple of months as well. And of course we're hoping to give you all the competitions, and we're looking to get over 100 games this season, including the European Championships next summer, hopefully, as well, for your listening pleasure. As we come up towards almost an hour gone, it's England 5, Kosovo 3. Berisha with 2, and Mukia from the penalty spot for Kosovo. 2 goals for Sancho, an own goal by Bajoda, and a goal apiece for Harry Kane and for Raheem Sterling. We've played an hour now, and we're 5 minutes away from the JB Man in a Match votes. Just to remind you, name of your player, please, and then just hashtag it with the hashtag JBMLTM, and your vote will count. And then it's all systems go as Barkley trots through the centre of the midfield, gets it over to the far side where Sterling was waiting for it. Him and Sancho now have just swapped flanks here at the moment, and I have to say, if you're a neutral and you've paid good money to watch this, you've certainly had your money's worth here tonight in Southampton, that is for sure. we'll hopefully get a full attendance. I would say that it's around about the 35,000 mark. I was saying 33 earlier. It might be a bit more than that again. As Maguire carries the ball, finds Chilwell. Now Barkley has it. 3 changes they made tonight, England. And I have to say the defence tonight has been suspect. They were a bit suspect against Bulgaria. Let's not forget, and their chances, if they'd have been taken, it might have been 4-3 in the end to England, or it might have been a different game, because Bulgaria, if they had taken their chances at 1-0 and at 0-0 in that game on Saturday, it might have been a different story. So England are very lucky that they won that match and set themselves up for this game, and it's lucky that Kane, Sterling and Sancho have been on their game tonight, covering up for the frailties in the England defence. No chance either for Pickford. He was a bit unlucky on all 3 goals, as Sancho gets the ball right hand side inside the area, crosses into the penalty area. Barkley couldn't control it with his Swiss touch and the ball ran away, and then it wasn't a particularly good clearance there by Aberjanai. He finds Alexander Arnold. Now Declan Rice, who gave the ball away initially for the second Kosovo goal. It's just been a bit sloppy tonight in their choice of passing here, England. But at the moment they are still on course for all 3 points, but it's not again been a convincing performance. Even though they won 4-0 the other night, that was not, for 60 minutes on Saturday, a convincing enough performance in my book. And it didn't really reach the rigorous standards of an England performance that it should be. To concede 3 goals to a country that's been involved for 2 years is a bad one. It's Barkley goes down looking for a penalty, and he gets it. As he ran into the area, he was bundled to the ground by Rayami, and a penalty has been given. Ross Barkley there, and a yellow card has been shown to Halimi. Halimi has been booked, so a yellow card to him. And I wonder what his manager will be saying here. Was it inside the area? Well, it was inside the area because his footer was on the line. Was he being pulled back? That's the second question. Well, he was definitely pushed. I think the referee was quite right to give the penalty. So he's lowered the count, certainly from the penalty spot point of view. Harry Kane, I would almost wager, will take the penalty kick. So Jadon Sancho will have to wait potentially to complete his hat-trick. But Harry Kane can get his second goal now, right-footed. And now cut the game to 6-3 if he can convert this penalty. The England captain, the designated penalty taker, Southgate, tells us he practices between 15 to 20 penalties in training in preparation for chances like this. He's got another chance now to make it 6-3 now to England. Right-footed against Muric of Nottingham Forest, who dances on the line, can't move off the line as the kick is being taken. Referee making sure there's no encroaching. It's the shortest run up. Kane, who scored 2 penalties on Saturday night, steps up now, but there's more encroaching. The referee's not happy that the Kosovans are, he feels that the Kosovans are encroaching, and now we're going to have a delay on the penalty because there's a bit of time wasting tactics here, encroaching tactics, and Pacarada is now the latest player in the book, presumably for encroaching, which is not going to help Harry Kane's nerves. England can really bury this once and for all. 64.5 minutes gone. Shortest run-up. Surely this time it will be taken. Kane surely now will step forward. He does. Hits it right foot, and it's saved! Saved, diving away to the left-hand side by Muric. And all of a sudden, England are still not out of the woods yet, but wait! Well, I tell you what, if VAR was there, that would have been retaken. He was a good yard or 2 off the line. Look at that. Oh, how can the linesman not see him move? That is ridiculous. Wasn't the best penalty Harry Kane takes, but I'm sure the goalkeeper gained an advantage there by moving clearly a yard, maybe more off the line. That was cheating in my book, but having said that, Kane's penalty was not the best. Here's Sterling now on the break for England. They can still wrap it up here as Kane runs in the area, but he runs into trouble and it falls very kindly for Muric, who has a little bit of a lighter moment with his former colleague at Manchester City. Well, his former colleague for now because he's on loan from Manchester City. Gives him a kiss, I think. But there's no doubt there that he cheated. He moved off the line quite clearly as the kick was taken, giving him an unfair advantage. But having said all that, though, Harry Kane's penalty was not the best. We've had 66 minutes, and the vote for MLTM is now open. So remember, the name of your player, as Pacarada has now been confirmed as a yellow card recipient, but his tactics as well also might have put Kane off a little bit as well. So, man of the match, please. Name of your player that you want to see win the award, and hashtag it with JBMLTM, please, and it'll come up on the comments, and that will count as a vote. And so voting is now open until the 90th minute, until we strike 90 minutes. And Sterling has made an early bid for man of the match from Russ Burnley, who rang me up at half time to say that the comment section wasn't working, but it is working full time now, I can tell you. Here's Henderson now. He turns and he finds Jadon Sancho. Sancho now 66 rather and 3/4 minutes. Got England have missed a penalty, and of course Raheem and Panini has gone for Raheem Sterling. 1 goal, 2 assists. I'm very disappointed that none of you have. Well, I'm hoping that Jadon Sancho gets a vote or two, because I think he's probably been I thought he's had a good game. If I could, Fred Flintstone, you've got to hashtag it. Sterling, it won't count if you don't hashtag it. Hashtag it JBMLTM. Put Sterling in again, but hashtag it this time with JBMLTM. That's the only way the vote will count. Please hashtag it, please. That's the only way we can count the votes fairly. So please, Fred, if you wouldn't mind, please just hashtag it. JBMLTM is the hashtag. And it will count if you put Sterling again and then the hashtag. Meanwhile, Chilwell has conceded a 3 kick. A foul on Abidjanai, the Huddersfield Town man. We've got plenty of time left for the voting. I hope someone votes for Jadon Sancho. I think he deserves a real mention tonight. If he doesn't get a vote, I'll certainly mention his. I'll certainly be back in his corner. I think he's had a magnificent game, Jadon Sancho. But so too as well, Borussia. I think you'll feel a little bit cheesed off that Mikuri took the penalty off him. But Mikuri did put the ball away in the back of the net, and he did so just about. But the Kosovans have not endeared too well to me in the last 5 minutes or so with their time-wasting tactics, and no doubt that Muric moved off the line before the kick was taken by Harry Kane. And how can a linesman not see that? He should be positioned on the goal line to judge that, and he didn't see it, and I just cannot understand why. If VAR was involved, there's no doubt about it, then in my opinion that save would not have counted, and we would have had it retaken again. But it doesn't matter. England are winning 5-3, but they should be winning by more at the moment. As Sancho finds Trent Alexander-Arnold, Sancho has gone down. There we are, Fred. You put that to rights. A free kick has been given to England, incidentally, on the edge of the penalty area. Even though they were in a good position, Sancho was down, and I think the referee couldn't wait to get his notepad out and his yellow card. And it's Aliti who's the latest Kosovan now in the referee's notepad. 69.5 minutes played. England 5, Kosovo 3, in what's been an absolute thriller here tonight. If you're a neutral, you've been royally entertained. If you're an Englishman like me, you feel a bit bittersweet, because it's been a great performance attacking wise, but it's been a shocking defensive display from England's back four. Meanwhile, Trent Alexander-Arnold wants a piece of it. Chilwell's there too. Barkley might fancy it, although he's going away from it, so it's going to be maybe the right foot of Alexander-Arnold, the left foot of Chilwell. And it's just about 25 yards just to the right of centre as the Kosovans start shining their mobile phone lights as Alexander-Arnold goes for goal. Glory with his right foot, and it goes wide of the right hand upright, and a goal kick. Just to remind you of what ends they're kicking to in the second half. Kosovo attacking the goal to our left, and England to the left as well. And also, I should also tell you that Kosovo are in a dark blue strip. England, of course, all in their famous all-white strip. And don't forget, if you want a bit more football after this, after you finish listening to me on the commentary and listening to Gareth Southgate and co, at 10 o'clock tonight, you'll be able to see a terrific documentary. Just break off for a second because Kosovo have the ball on the edge of the penalty area, and now the number 6 now, Rashafaz, comes forward and strikes the shot, right footed, but strikes it over the bar, and it's a goal kick. In fact, it was Galina who hits the ball over. Yeah, just going back to the Gordon Banks thing. Gordon Banks is a documentary on ITV4 tonight at 10 o'clock tonight. Well worth watching. It's a terrific documentary charting the life and career of the late great Gordon Banks. The Banks of England, it's called. 10 o'clock ITV4, and it charters Gordon Banks, the World Cup winning 66, the League Cup winners medal in 72 he won, that save from Pele in the World Cup of 1970, and what a save it was too, one of the best saves I think there's ever been. Anyway, back to the action, and it's Sterling inside the area from Kane's pass, he's in the left hand post. Can you believe that? Even Ryan Sterling's getting in the jitters now. Kane laid him in through the centre to the left hand side as the cross comes in from Chilwell. That's going to probably just run out of play for a goal kick, and Sterling is holding his head in his air. He's got his hands over his eyes. He can't believe it. Muric with a poor kick put the defence in trouble. Kane could have gone on himself there, was unselfish, and he beats Muric, but he hits the left hand post. In fact, Muric has saved it. Muric's leg has knocked it onto the post, onto the left hand post, and England are still no closer to getting 6. So Russ Burnham's optimistic prediction of 11 and 15 respectively, Panini as well, I don't think they're going to happen, I'm afraid, lads. 3 votes for Sterling in man of the match. You can also change all that with your man of the match vote as well, as we'll break off progression now on a hat-trick on the edge of the area. I thought he might have had another looping shot, but he didn't. And here's Sancho, who's also on a hat-trick. He's leading the charge. It's 3 against 3 here. Kane is to his right, and also Sterling to his left. Sterling on the left-hand side shoots, deflects, and it's gone past Muric, but it's also gone the wrong side of the left-hand post by a deflection. And all England get for that enterprising move is the next best thing than a goal. It's a corner. Just for a moment, I think Sterling just took too long, and then it comes off a defender's chest. It comes off Abergenai, I think the Huddersfield man. It clearly comes off his chest, so there's no hint of handball there. Let's just get that straight. And Muric for a second there was worried like hell. Anyway, it's a corner kick to England. 74 minutes almost gone. It's Chilwell to take from the far side. And we've had 74 minutes now. We're inside the final 16. Plus stoppage time, and here comes the corner, longing towards Michael Keane, who couldn't win the header that time, but good positions there by Jordan Henderson. Good play by the Liverpool man towards the near post. Header won by Keane, who'd stayed forward, but he's headed in into the side netting past the right hand post, and a goal kick it is to Kosovo. In case you've joined us late, where have you been? England 5, Kosovo 3 is the current scoreline. And we've still got less than 15.5 minutes of the game left, and England have missed a penalty. Sterling has hit a post. It's been a remarkable game of football. To say it's the first meeting between these two sides in international level, it's certainly going to be memorable, and it's certainly one to replay in the JB commentary archive in 100 years' time, if YouTube still harbours that. But I'll tell you something, we'll never forget this game in a hurry. And St Mary's has seen a real... Well, St Mary's was always going to see international football history tonight. But I don't think it's very seldom you see internationals with a scoreline at 5-3. It's very seldom you see that. And England at the moment absolutely been made to work for this lead. Started the second half 4 goals ahead. They're now inside the final quarter of an hour, only 2 goals ahead. But here comes Abidjan with a cross, and it's turned away by the England defence. I just wonder what else is going to happen next in this game, because you never know what might happen here. Because the way this game has gone, it's just been unbelievable. I just think when you listen back in the audio archives of the JB Clark YouTube channel, we've got an archive stretching back from 2016 onwards. It's you know, I don't think we've covered too many 5-3s in our time on commentaries. We've covered some real classics over the years, but well, I'll tell you what, to get a 5-3 is a very rare occurrence. That is for certain, it's been an absolute delight and a privilege to bring it to you live, although England will feel that they should have not done themselves enough justice defensively. And as Panini quite rightly points out there, if England do that, say for example, against the French, they will get hammered. And I think there's a lot of truth involved in that. You know, we haven't been good enough really when it's mattered against the bigger teams, and that's probably what's going to happen in a lot of respects. But England are winning by 5 goals to 3, but it's Kosovo on the attack, and it has been a real struggle for England. They have scored 5 goals, but then on the other hand they've shipped in 3 very silly goals, and have contributed really, and have really struggled in some respects. It has been, in a word, disappointing really to watch. From a defensive point of view, it's been great to watch in attack, but even then they fluffed the lines. Came with a penalty that was saved, although illegally in my opinion by Muric. Got away with that, and then Sterling hit a post, although you've got to say full marks to Muric for the save. England just passing the ball around just in that period between the last 10 yards of their own half and the first 10 yards of the Kosovan half, as they get it over halfway line again. It's been a weird old 78 minutes in many ways, but it's been a very good game of football, very enjoyable and good to watch. Here's Michael Keane, who was at fault for the first goal that Kosovo scored, and he finds Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold now finds Sterling, back to Alexander-Arnold. 2 rivals. 2 players from rival clubs going for the Premier League title, or challenging for the Premier League title. Liverpool on that 4-match winning streak at the moment. 100%, the only team left in the top flight this season that have a full 100% record. It's 12 points out of a possible 12 so far this season. They've done really well so far. This is Barkley now for England as he plays that to halfway, and it's Keane that picks the ball up, finds Alexander-Arnold. Good ball. If he can get Henderson on his way down the right hand side, he tries to get Sterling in behind, but he can't. The Liverpool man. And England just been a little bit guilty as well with the final pass really. The final third, the passing has not been the standard that one would have expected, but having said all that, I don't think 5-3 is a bad reflection of things really when you look at the way Kosovo have dared to attack and have really had the brass cheek to score 3 really decent goals, 2 of them really top quality finishes by Berisha, 1 from a mistake by Keane, but here he is now on the ball incidentally down the left hand side, and he's showing some terrific skill here. I've been very impressed with him out of everyone that's performed in the Kosovan side tonight. He's certainly unfortunate not to have an hat-trick. And Podagara now gets the ball into the penalty area. It's headed away by Michael Keane. We've got 10 minutes to play of the game. I've got somebody trying to call me on Messenger at the moment, but they're going to have to wait until the final whistle because we've got 10 minutes to play in this game, and the commentary has to go on regardless. Here's Harry Kane picking it up on halfway. Loses possession, and now here comes Jordan Henderson. Henderson to the far side, finds Raheem Sterling, and Sterling now will take him on. Plays it back to Barkley. Barkley lays the ball in. Kane was there. There was half appeal from Barkley for handball. Not given. England 5, Kosovo 3 is the score here on the JB Coyote YouTube channel. We'll be coming off air once the whistle goes, because I think we all need to lie down after what's been a breathless footballing display from England tonight. And we've got the number 9 here, Kalina, on the ball. Kalina turns, tries to twist around Alexander Arnold. He's done it twice, and he's done really well. Has to check back now and finds Berisha on a hat-trick, of course. And the ball is laid out towards the far side here. England winning 5-3 at the moment. 9 minutes to go. We've had 81 and a quarter minutes. We're going to see an England substitution for the first time, I think, tonight. And we'll tell you that who that it might be in a second or two, because here come England now, looking to get this 6th goal. If they can do it. Here's Barkley. Oh, he just ran too much in towards the defender, and in fact it breaks to Henderson. I thought for the moment the referee was going to blow it for a free kick, but he hasn't. And it's Chilwell now on the far side for England, 5-3 ahead. But they've not really killed Kosovo off. They were devastating in the last 35 minutes at Wembley on Saturday, but they've been just as devastating up front, but they've been very, very lacklustre in defence, and that's probably that could have cost them against the Bulgarians when you think about it. In other games as well taking place across Europe, I'll just give you a brief lowdown on the scorelines at the moment in the other qualifiers. And Berisha has possession on the near side, but it's out of play. And let's have a look at what's been going on around Europe, as Berisha has been penalised, and he's going to get himself a booking. So at the moment in Group A, it's England 5, Kosovo 3. Berisha is being penalised for kicking the ball away, and he almost hits the television camera down on the near touchline. So he's, for all his heroics for his side tonight, he's now gone into the referee's book. It's going to be Ross Barkley to come off for England, and number 18, which is Mason Mount, about to come on. So here are all the other qualifying results from around Europe at this moment in time. We've got England 5, Kosovo 3, Montenegro 0, the Czech Republic 2. That was in Group A. Portugal now 4-1 up against Lithuania. Serbia winning 3-1 at Luxembourg. Albania 4, Iceland 2. There's another England change about to come on. Albania 4, Iceland 2. France 2, Andorra 0. Not a great night for the French, but they're doing enough against Andorra. And it's Moldova 0, Turkey 3. And it's England's just build up again. And just remind you of the friendlies. The Republic of Ireland 3-1 at Lansdowne Road against Bulgaria. Jordan 2, Paraguay 4. That was a full time. So too was Tunisia, Ivory Coast. That ended 2-1 to the Ivory Coast. Ukraine and Nigeria shared a 2-2 draw. And Morocco 1, Niger 0. That has got 20 minutes left to play. So that's all the latest scores wrapped up for you. Raheem Sterling is still on course to win man of the match. Meanwhile, Jadon Sancho will not replicate Harry Kane and take a match ball home with him. He's going to stick on 2 goals, and he's going to be replaced now by Marcus Rashford. He's going to get 6 minutes tonight, Rashford. So another cap for the man who's come through the ranks in the last few years at Manchester United. The game is starting to just settle down after all that excitement that we had, and then now we're going to see Hassani come on now for Kosovo. We're going to have various substitutions all of a sudden, and Berisha quite wisely being substituted. He won't get a hat-trick, but he could have easily got a red card there. In some respects, kicking the ball away can be a red card offence in certain circles, but in the end he's been substituted, and on comes Hassani now for the Kosovans now, who have really played their part in what's been a sensational game of football for 85 minutes. We've got another 5 of this to go, plus any injury time, folks, and I've no doubt that Raheem Sterling will pick up the JB award again for the second England game running. As England now come charging forward, and Rashford now, Sterling is making great strides in the centre. Rashford goes for goal, saved by Muric, and Sterling something like 6 yards out has put it over the bar, but the whistle had gone. In any case, for an offside decision, I think against Sterling, as Rashford had his original shot as he cut him from the left, hit it with his right foot. It was parried by Muric, and it came to Sterling, who should have really banged it into the net, but I think he's been saving. Yeah, he's offside there, is he? Yeah, he's about a quarter of a yard offside, but still, that's a glaring miss by his standards. That's almost as glaring as the one he missed a couple of years ago at Burnley for Manchester City. You may remember when he had the goal at his mercy, and he missed from about 2 yards out, and City were leading at that stage. And that miss turned out to be costly because back came Burnley, got an equaliser through Johan Berg Gudmundsson, you may remember. And still remains 4-3. 4 minutes to go, and it's been a great game. And here comes Selena now, edge of the area, cuts inside on the left. Selena right-footed. Oh, and I thought that had just got inside that right-hand post. It just missed the right-hand post, and that was an inch or two away from going in the back of the net. And if that had gone in, the England fans around me here at St Mary's would have been, biting their nails. And from the coach's reaction, Calades, he knows it wasn't far away either. How close was that actually was, because Pickford was wearing, it's inches in it. And just looking at that Kosovo bench, they have really played their part tonight. You cannot give them too much credit. You cannot not give them too much credit, because they have really played their part. They might not get the points now, the Kosovans, but they've really made a fight of it against an England side that people were saying they were going to win 6 or 7-0 on Saturday. And I was ignorant to include them, but I was very slowly concerned, because when I heard Pugash, the television presenter, say that they were unbeaten in 15 games, they have proved why, even though they're losing 5-3 and they're probably going to lose their first game as an international side. They have proved tonight that they're no mugs, they're no has-beens. And I tell you what, that is a very bad challenge by Ratchanai. I'll tell you what, if VAR was spotting that, that would have been a red card offence. Very lucky. In fact, I think he's given a yellow, but I've seen reds given for less. Anyway, we've got just over 2 minutes to go, plus any stoppage time. And we've had a real game here. And if Selena had knocked that in the left inside the right hand post, we would have had a right old grandstand finish. Anyway, here's Henderson, little deflection on the cross, just takes it away. I don't think it deflected, according to the referees. Anyway, and it's a goal kick to England. We're now in Kosovo. Sorry, we're now into the final 2 minutes of the game. 90 seconds to go. We'll be leaving you at around about. What time are we on now? 25 to 10. So we'll be leaving you around about 20 to 10 British time tonight. I'm really tired. It's been a long day, so I'm going to be going off. So we won't be able to do Gareth Southgate's interviews. You can watch them on ITV. I need a break. I've had a long night, so forgive me if I decide to end the program a little bit early. But it's been a long 3 or 4 days, including 2 big commentaries, and I didn't get much sleep last night, so I need to. I really do need to go back. But anyway, we are into the final minute now of the game, and you've got about 40 seconds if you want to try and pull 3 votes back for somebody else. But it looks as if it's going to be Raheem Sterling. He's missed a hatful of chances. He could have had a hat-trick himself, considerably. Meanwhile, as I'm talking to you about Raheem Sterling, we have a corner for the last 30 seconds. Chilwell's going to take it. I'm surprised Maguire and Keane have gone forward, but maybe England want to try and make it 6-3 at the end. There's 2, 3, 4, 5 in the penalty area, including the 2 centre-backs forward for the kick. I'm not illustrates now. They're going into the corners there. Sterling now is in on the far side. Sterling back to Chilwell. Still on the left-hand side, the far side. We're into stoppage time at the end. We've had no indication from the German 4th official. We're going to have 4 extra minutes at the end of this match tonight. And we've had a marvellous game. And to confirm the man in the match votes have now closed, and by a clear majority of 3 votes, Raheem Sterling, for the second England match running, gets our supplementary man in the match award. Well done to Raheem Sterling for that, as the free kick is taken quickly by England by Chilwell. It comes to nothing. It's out for a throw halfway inside the Kosovo half on the far side to England. So, well, here's the JB verdict of it all. Very, very frightening in attack, England, but very dodgy in defence. And the verdict on Kosovo is a little bit temperamental, cheated a little bit, but in attack they were awesome. And I have to say, their player of the game, if I had to choose one for their side, would be Berisha by a shadow of a doubt. I know he brought his cup a wee bit towards the end with his ridiculous kicking of the ball away. In fact, it's been changed from 4 minutes to 5. I don't know where that extra minute came from, but we've got 5 added minutes. It initially said 4, and then it's changed to 5. And I just wonder what that is all about. Let's just see if we've been getting any more comments this evening as well. We'll try and read a few of them out as well if we can before the evening is out. Yeah, here we go. Sterling, I still don't rate Southgate. Hi sir, says Elias. Gersu Gink, Sterling kick over. He knew he was offside because of time wasting, came penalty. Panini is there. So yeah, we've had 1 or 2 technical difficulties with the comment section at certain points of the evening, but I'm now ready. I'm now caught up with it now. We played 2 of the 5 minutes incidentally. We'll be leaving you at around about 3 or 4 minutes time afterwards as the ball is up forward, and it's towards number 18 Mikiri, who scored the 3rd goal, remember, this evening from the penalty spot, but it mattered not really in the context of the game, as it turns out now. But they could have had another one at the end, Bukalina, but which could have made it a grandstand finish, but England will just about do enough. But plenty of work to be done for Gareth Southgate, and maybe another rethink at the back four. You know, you look at the players like he could have picked like Tarkowski, for example. Would he have made the same mistakes as Michael Keane made? You just got to think about that. John Stones not in the side. I think he's injured at the moment, or he's not fit enough, or whatever he is. So I don't think these two are the choice of the back four at the moment, are the 2 centre backs that I think they'll be using at the Euros next year. Should they qualify, of course, but you know, they can't make every weather of these games too often, because you know, any of these, I mean, this is you know, we knew they were an unknown quantity, and they've been certainly creeping up the radar in the last 2 or 3 years. Kosovo, they've only been an international side for about 2.5 years. So then, I mean, at the end, but though, they play like they're no mugs, and they've given England a really good examination tonight, and has given Gareth Southgate certainly a lot to think about in terms of the performance, and in terms of the way that England have defended. I think it's been abysmal. But having said all that, it's all about the 3 points, and England now, barring accidents now in that final minute of the 5, are going to get those points, but they've had to work hard for it, and their strikers have been bad. And Benini has said Michael Keane has been awful in both games. Harry Maguire needs to be better, says Panini. As we go towards the end of the game, as Sterling goes to the byline, or Robert Rashford does, and he goes down, free kick against Rayami. Remember, he's got to watch his step. And the coach now, he knows that the game's over now, but he's still kicking every ball. The Kosovo manager, that he was a Swiss, he was a Swiss national, but no doubt a bit of wrestling going on. Well, back to Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks back in the day. Well, it could have been anything tonight. It really could, but. Yeah, I would agree with Keane being awful. Maguire needs to be a lot better. You know, maybe the price tag is weighing heavy on his shoulders. We've played 5 minutes. The free kick has been taken quickly. The German referee is surely poised with the whistle in just a second or two here. 10 seconds of added time played, and that's enough, says the referee, Felix Schweirer from Berlin. And there is the final whistle. But what a game of football we've just witnessed here in Southampton tonight. England have won it, but that's not the half of it. 2 goals for Jadon Sancho, a goal apiece for Harry Kane and to Raheem Sterling. An own goal from Verona made it to 5, but Borussia with 2 goals, one at the start after 37 seconds, put England in front, and Mukiri from the penalty spot after some real defensive suicide committed by England tonight. And well, you have to say that was one of the best England games we've ever covered on the JB Clark YouTube channel in terms of drama and excitement and how many goals were scored. But the defending, if you were a defending coach tonight, you'd be tearing your hair out with frustration and agony. Well played, Kosovo, and a big respect to my Swiss brother. I didn't know you were Swiss, Panini, but anyway, let's sum it up before I go very quickly. It was an average England performance, I'll say. It was good in spells. It was good in attack. Even the attack broke down. Even some of the attacks and some of the opportunities, Harry Kane should have stuck a few away, and 1 or 2 other players as well. It wasn't great, but having said all that, England have got the victory. They've just about got the job done. But I have to say, for a lot of us, we have to eat a lot of humble pie, because nobody expected a scoreline quite like the one we've just witnessed here in Southampton tonight. It's finished here amazingly, and I've got to say this, amazingly. England 5, the plucky Kosovans 3. England also missed a penalty as well for Harry Kane. There's just so much to talk about. It's just there's so much I've had to talk about. It's been brilliant. Raheem Sterling incidentally won the Supplementary Man of the Match award, and of course, don't forget tonight the Golden Banks documentary, 10 o'clock, ITV4 if you want to watch that. And you can also hear on ITV now the thoughts of Gareth Southgate. We're finished for tonight. I'm absolutely green crackered. I'm worn out, and I'm sure you guys have. But thank you to everyone who's listened throughout the 2 hours. Thank you to the people that voted for Man in the Match, and well done to Ryan Stone for winning our supplementary award. But that's it from me. Until Saturday, have a fantastic rest of your week. We'll see you on Saturday. We'll see you. I'll be well, we're not hearing from Southgate on this channel anyway. Russ says thank you for the commentary, good comms. I'd rather not hear from Gareth Southgate. Well, a lot of other people around the country on ITV will be wanting to hear from him anyway for his explanations, Panini, I'm sure, but your decision. But well done to everyone who's commented. Well done to everyone who's voted for Man in the Match. It's been a great night of football. If you're a football fan and a neutral, it's been a joy to watch. If you're an Englishman, breathe a huge sigh of relief. England have won it, have beaten a plucky Kosovo by 5 goals to 3. We'll see you all at the weekend. But for me, JB, have a fantastic evening, and take care. See you soon. Good night.